Gulf on this issue. The next administration will have no credibility if it repeats the pattern of transformational objectives and minimalist means. We have to marry our objectives and means. If we're going to establish an objective publicly on what we want, we can reinvest in this process. We can't make claims we're going to reach an agreement in 1 year. It might be desirable. The first thing the next administration has to do is demonstrate it's effective. Now, if we apply statecraft in the next administration, then I'm confident we'll actually restore American standing in the world. And because I'm basically an optimistic heart, and I'm assuming the election will come out a certain way, I have high expectations. I'll stop there.
I'm going to try to take questions, and if you know me, you know that if you're not sitting in the first 5 rows, I can't recognize you. So I'm going to be, even if I'm married to you, so I'll be pointing randomly, and don't take offense.
So here's what I suggest. One way to cover the largest number of questions, why don't I take 3 at a time and then I'll respond, okay? So let's take, all right, I can, it's okay?
Absolutely okay.
It makes it easier for you and, okay. You two right there because you both raised your hand. And you raised your hand earlier and I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You said that Palestinians should speak out against violence to show the Israelis that they want peace. And my question is, especially in Gaza, is it dangerous for Palestinians to speak out against peace because it might be seen as being anti-Hamas or even pro-Israeli?
Yeah, okay. And there was, you got a question for the guy?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think, assuming that there will be like a Palestinian state waiting for the parameters that would be realistic?
Okay. I'll take one more and then respond. Yes.
It's been widely prominent, I should say, reported in the Israeli press that Ephraim Snee sent a memo to both John McCain and Barack Obama detailing the present Israeli position on Iran. And in the memo, it said that Israel, when Israel decides that Iran is a threat to their existence, which in the article was unclear when it was complete, but it seemed to be about 2010, then it reserves the right, it will attack Iran, unless the United States and the world community do something about it. Now my question is, two days after that, 2 days actually before the article appeared, and I'm asking you this question as an official in the Barack Obama campaign. 2 days before...
I'm not an official in the Barack Obama.
As an advisor to Barack Obama, I think that you speak to Barack Obama.
I definitely give advice to Barack Obama.
All right, okay.
But I'm fair and balanced, as you can see. And highly objective as well.
I withdraw that, but I just want your opinion on something that Barack Obama said 2 days before that article appeared, right? But apparently subsequent to getting the memo, Barack Obama was asked about Iran in Iowa. And in an apparent answer that wasn't totally rehearsed, he said, and this is widely quoted on the net, he said that his job was to basically repair the situation before Israel feels its back is against the wall. Now my question to you is, do you think it was wise for Barack Obama to make a statement which shows that American policy will be determined by what Israel considers a reality and for Israel's needs?
Well, I'm going to take the question in reverse order. All right. First, Ephraim Snee is not a member of the Israeli government. He has absolutely no standing when he sends a memo. He sent a memo to a lot of people. So, he has a point of view, and it doesn't mean that what Barack Obama was saying bore any relationship whatsoever to Ephraim Snee. That's point one. Point two, Barack Obama was in Israel, and I happened to be with him when he was in Israel. I also was with him when he was in Europe. And the point here is fundamental. The Israelis see the threat from Iran in existential terms. And if we were there, we would see it in existential terms too. You have the Iranian leadership, and it's not only Ahmadinejad, by the way, that says Israel's going to disappear soon, but they're also on the march to acquire a nuclear weapons capability. The Bush administration's approach has failed. And the net effect is the Israelis are basically saying to the world, we would like diplomacy to succeed, but you need to understand something. We're not going to wait, as one senior Israeli military guy said to me on a different trip, we're not going to wait for Iran to drop a nuclear bomb on our heads. We don't know what the Israelis are going to do. But what Barack Obama was saying is that it's not a question of I'm going to be governed by what the Israelis say. It's a question of understanding that we have an interest, A, in preventing Iran from going nuclear, a profound interest that relates partly to Israel because we have commitments to Israel, but it relates also to our own interest in ensuring that the Middle East isn't transformed, which it will be if Iran goes nuclear. The Middle East will probably become nuclear. The Saudis will probably go nuclear as well. So it could mean the end of the nuclear non-proliferation regime, if nothing else. We have an interest in preventing that. But we also have an interest when he says it's in our interest not to have the Israelis feel like their back is against the wall, because in those circumstances, Israel's going to do what it feels it has to do, regardless of what we or anybody else says. Now, if we don't want that to be the case, and the Europeans don't want that to be the case, then we have our own strong reasons to try to prevent Iran from going nuclear. I think what he was doing was he was recognizing what a reality is and saying the problem with our diplomacy is it's lacked any urgency on this issue. And we better invest with urgency. So my answer to your question is, was it wise for him to say that? Yes, it was wise for him to say that. Now, on the question of what would the parameters of a Palestinian state look like, and I'm going to answer both questions. You were asking the question, well, what about Gaza? When I was talking about the Palestinian Authority related to the West Bank. The Palestinian Authority today doesn't control Gaza. Hamas controls Gaza. A strategy here has got to be a strategy that in the end tries to make sure that the Palestinian Authority looks like it's delivering something. It contrasts its success with Hamas's failure. One of the reasons that Hamas decided to go for the ceasefire is because the siege was actually having an effect within Gaza. If you look at the polls, the Hamas standing in Gaza has actually dropped. But they're not governing on the basis of the support of the people. They're governing on the basis largely of coercion, but they're not indifferent to what the public moves are. But my observation